Baker will jump it up with Johnson. And here we go as Carlton busts right to the rim off the tip. As Oldacre getting her first start of the season and worked out on the opening tip for Vic Schaefer.
And what you see always from Texas, picking up full court right after the score, and there she is. Talia Scott can get to her spot. It's so smooth when it leaves her fingertips.
Had 30 last time out against Alabama State. She also gets to the line frequently, leading the nation in free throws made. Quick turn here from Cunningham, can't finish. So Cunningham and Oldacre starting together for Texas. Vic Schaefer always talks to us about how much he loves that two-headed monster with his bigs. Normally you see them replacing each other. Little Paige Buggs able to float it in over the extended arm of Oldacre.
Do want to try to beat Texas bigs down the floor, but then they have to be smart about controlling that tempo.
Lob it in, Oldacre able to finish. 6 rebounds, the averages for Oldacre this season. Knocked away by Harmon. Vic Schaefer in his 6th season with Texas, last year's SEC Coach of the Year. Took the program to its first Final Four since 2003, and Nikki Collin in her 5th season at Baylor, 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances. Talked to us about how much she likes this team that she's coaching this year. Off to a good start, 10-1. Their only loss to Iowa. Johnston's 3 banks in. Kirsten Johnson.
Opportunities from the arc just because of the way Texas's bigs defend out there.
Yes, we need to play our version of small ball as Johnson comes up with a steal. Johnson now 6 for 9 from 3 on the season. Not a lot of volume, but a lot of accuracy. Little Paige Buggs with the handoff. Jana Van Geitenbeek coming off a triple-double. Little Paige Buggs lays it in. Beautiful delivery from Van Geitenbeek.
Able to get the easy look as a result.
Baylor had 22 assists on Tuesday. Van Geitenbeek has been averaging over 9 over the last 3 games. Carlton, good position and a soft touch.
Justice Carlton is so improved from a season ago. Seeks out physicality and can finish through it.
Little Paige Buggs flips it up and off. You can see Baylor really trying to hustle down the floor.
Yes, they think they can beat the bigs for Texas for easy layups.
Meanwhile, Booker able to do that on the other end there. Madison Booker has had success against Baylor in her career. The offensive rebound and the putback. Good activity early from Dariana Little Paige Buggs.
Nikki Collin told us we have to compete on the glass. We're not going to beat Texas on the glass because they're so dominant there.
Little Paige Buggs, first team all Big 12 last year. Great entry feed from Harmon.
When the defense is fronting the post, it doesn't matter how open the post player is if you don't have a guard who can deliver it.
And now Lee comes up with a steal. Lee got hit, and Jordan Lee is going to shoot. Little Paige Buggs picks up the personal. Now, Jordan Lee's a player, Rebecca, that you saw the end of last season really come out. Her development, her growth in the offseason early on this year. Little Paige Buggs looking for an angle, finding one. Can't get it to drop. Following it up, trying to control it. Harmon after it. So too is Cunningham, and it's thrown away. Lee on the steal. Here's Lee in transition, laying it in. Taya Sidbury into the game for Texas. So the floater won't go. Booker springs back for the rebound. Here's Madison Booker, the All-American. Booker goes baseline and uses the body to shield. Texas has hit its last 6 shots. Most of them have been like that at the rim. Van Geitenbeek being pressured by Lee, throws it away. Here's Sidbury with Lee. Sidbury the fake and the lay. Jordan Lee is just wreaking havoc defensively. Jana Van Geitenbeek, who was a freshman with Stanford when they won the national championship in 2021. Scott. Now DeFont Leroy, her 3's off the mark. Little Paige Buggs active again on the offensive glass, but couldn't haul it in. Here's Harmon. More than midway through the first. Texas' 6-point lead. Lob it in. Sidbury gets denied, but fouled by Bella Fauntleroy. What's fascinating about it is she predicted how she would break the record. She was doing an interview. Do you have any idea how you think you might do it? And I don't know if she would have just said, oh, probably a pass to Madison Booker. We wouldn't be so impressed. But what she said was, yeah, I could see it happening on an out-of-bounds set. And it did. Yeah, that's right. Knocked away by Booker. Lee floats it ahead. Harmon hops into a jumper. Finishes plus the foul. And Texas is rolling now.
The 2-foot stop and pop for Rori Harmon. And a year ago when she was coming off the injury, she didn't quite have the bounce and the lift that we have seen already here early in this season.
Geitenbeek will check out. He has a few players right now who are out, who are rotation players. Right now, they're missing Brianna Preston, who's getting close. They're also missing their top recruit from this season, Aaliyah Crump.
Injuries. There's some quality players coming off the bench right now for Vic Schaefer.
This 14-01 has basically coincided with Sidbury coming into the game.
Now Baylor in his own defense here.
Sidbury the catch, the reverse, off. Oldacre trying to gobble it up inside and is fouled. Kyla Oldacre, one of the best offensive rebounders in the nation in her career at Texas, was last year in the Elite Eight when she went coast to coast.
That was just delightful to watch. Just do what she did in that TCU game.
24-11. Texas in front of Baylor. And we talked about that coast to coast from Oldacre. Here it was against TCU in the Elite Eight.
I mean, first of all, just to watch a player her size gather and dribble herself in from the half-court line, but then watch her emotion out of her teammates.
I will say, you know, we don't necessarily give out espnw awards for best bench reaction, but if we did, I think that would win.
Haven't in the past, but why not start going
maybe forward? We have the first ever, Sprouts Farmers Market espnw Invitational. That ended the 16-0 run. Harmon out to lead. Her three is good. Texas's defense has been menacing over the last few minutes. Scott, what a handle, Scott. And an offensive foul is called on Talia Scott after that whirling drive.
Scott did a nice job splitting the screen.
Yeah, definitely an offensive foul. One official feels one way and two feel another.
2 versus 1?
Yeah, if you just go by majority rule on that?
Absolutely. Okay.
Or in a situation, you could actually have lead officials say, I will take ownership if they're that adamant about what they want to transpire.
Love having you here, dude.
Thank you.
Answering all our questions as Harmon whips that in. Texas has put up 29. So should Baylor as they shoot early as well. 3 possessions happening in a time frame where there should have been 1. Here's Booker, 2 seconds left. In and out on the jumper, and that will do it for the first. Texas ends the quarter on a 21-2 run. They are #1 in the nation in offensive turnover rate. And that's noteworthy as Lee whacks that out of bounds. Because Texas is not a team that's played a cupcake schedule to start the season.
Gauntlet that included UCLA and South Carolina on back-to-back days.
Wow, and that's going to be a charge as Carlton just stood in there and took the contact.
This jacket's still on.
Yeah. No need to take it off. Not a lot of frustration. It was 32 degrees this morning here. Here's Booker. Booker elevating and hitting. It is a silky smooth jump shot. And another steal from Jordan Lee. And then Lee loses it out of bounds. It'll stay here.
Poke it from behind.
Off the wrist. Fling it out, Oldacre. Oldacre spinning, twirling, couldn't finish it. But gets the whistle. And Kyla Oldacre, should they win today against Baylor, that would be a 5th. See plenty of Texas on our air throughout the season. Big-time SEC matchups. 24-2 run. Johnson elevates and carries the jumper. Booker, baseline, can't get the jumper. Little Paige Buggs comes in for the rebound. Texas has cooled off a little bit here, but can Baylor take advantage on the offensive end? Scott launches and gets the soft roll. Scott over 40% from 3 on the season. As Nikki Collin has told us, she is a true 3-level scorer. Booker one of them as well, and Booker bangs in the jumper. Second foul on Harmon, and Vic Schaefer is going to leave her in the game, trusting his senior, as that's going to be another foul on Texas. Second foul on Oldacre. So a couple of foul trouble situations to monitor if you're Texas.
So the question then becomes, can Texas continue to play as aggressively as they have that turn Baylor?
Dumps it in. Cunningham surrounded, trying to force it up, and didn't really have an angle there. Here's Scott. Scott has it taken away. Cunningham on the steal and traveled. Well, we know why she traveled. She was fouled by Little Paige Buggs. Here's Scott cradling, whipping, turning it over. Up ahead to Lee. Lee trying to flag it down. Able to save it, but then a foul on Booker. And Scott is down. Scott is down, grabbing at her right leg, it appears.
That was on the offensive end of the floor. Of course she is. 7th in the country in scoring, 24 per game. Every defense that they play against, their game plan is geared towards trying to slow her down, which of course then will help free up other players.
Kayla Johnson at the line. Misses both free throws. Good box out there as Carlton cut into the deficit, which had been as large as 19. Texas has gotten a little sloppier here in this second quarter. Off the Little Paige Buggs. Pull-up jumper off the mark. Booker and Cunningham there. Texas controls. Harmon on the floor with 2 fouls. Oldacre on the bench with 2. Booker turns the corner and scoops it in. Madison Booker is going to be one of the prime candidates for National Player of the Year. She keeps this pace. Carlton off the steal. Lee, catch, fire, you bet! We are pumped to have Christine, who will be leading our coverage. An unbelievably talented host and a truly wonderful teammate in person, and we are just so pumped to have her as part of the team.
And by the way, one of the funniest follows on Instagram. Texas continues to be relentless. Even if they don't score on the first one, Baylor still in their zone, tough to rebound. Now Texas on the offensive glass as well.
Texas starting to pile up the foul. Booker join Oldacre and Harmon. A little too much on it. Little Paige Buggs digging it up, and a held ball. It's going to be Baylor possession. I have to say, this gentleman gave us both these pens this morning in the hotel lobby with little fidget spinners on the end of them. They really are wonderful. All game long, just spinning as we watch. Johnson can't finish it. Booker comes away with it. Thank you, Aaron of Ironworks. Here's Booker, banking it in. Madison Booker. Have you been spinning as well, or just me?
Just you.
Another Baylor turnover.
That's the same guy who, when I was getting my coffee. Oh, great pass.
Yeah,
nice
Booker into Cunningham.
Said, I hope it doesn't stunt your throat.
Texas a plus 18 in the paint. Little Paige Buggs. 2 for 1 is now done. Speaking of done, buries the 3. Here's Booker. 5 seconds left. Harmon will enter, elevate, can't hit. And that is going to do it for the first half. Texas with an 18-point lead. Texas with 17 points off of 15 turnovers forced in that first half and a 20-0 lead in fast break points. Just a remarkable edge there. Meanwhile, Baylor has had their best player, Talia Scott, go out with what looked like a nasty ankle injury as Carlton can't hit the jumper. Here comes Baylor the other way. Johnson starts the second half for Baylor. The freshman. Kayla Johnson. Here's Van Dykenbeek coming off the triple-double. Fauntleroy dishes. Johnson, 7 to shoot. Swings it. Van Dykenbeek connects on a 3. Nice looking possession there. Lee has it knocked away. Jordan Lee getting back to it. Here's Harmon. Harmon bounces. Carlton, the handoff. Lee. Back to Carlton. 3 to shoot. Carlton short. Rebound. Cunningham, the old board, and it gets blocked out of bounds.
And then just there's some dribble penetration, but the defense stays there. Pass. Dribble penetrations. Defense stays solid. Pass. Dribble penetration. Finally gets near the paint. And just enough of a look for Van Dykenbeek.
Booker, true on another midi. Silky smooth jump shot. Here's Fauntleroy. Ooh, big screen from Little Page Dogs. Caught Madison Booker up high. And Madison Booker is running down the floor. Lob it in. Cunningham unable to finish. But another beautiful feed from Harmon. Cunningham will finish that one. Impressive in her defensive disruption in this game. Wide open layup missed by Johnson. A nice setup from Van Dykenbeek. Harmon backs it away. Letting the possession wind here. Shot clock down to 5, and it's knocked away. Shot clock at 1. Harmon has to hoist. Nearly got it to wedge in. The putback is good from Carlton. Van Dykenbeek has it poked from behind. Lee ends up with it. Texas coming the other way. Harmon dishes. Carlton finishes in transition. You could just see the way Harmon is moving, that burst that she has back that she just never quite got back last year in her return from the ACL. 17th Baylor turnover. Carlton muscling in. Can't quite finish. And another Baylor turnover.
When Justice Carlton missed her layup, Vic Schaefer looks at his team, looks at the other end of the floor and yells, "Where's everybody else?" Like everybody should have been back over half court going to the offensive glass.
Booker again. One of the top contenders for National Player of the Year. Fauntleroy waits and lays it in. Some of the other names in that conversation. Booker working behind Oldacre. Lee wide open. You bet. Jordan Lee. Their biggest three-point threat for Texas has her third of the day. This is unbelievable. That is a 20th turnover for Baylor.
In the college football playoff. Once that's over, we get Holly Rowe back.
That's right. Holly's busy for now.
Very busy.
Here's Booker curling around, stepping back. Texas with a 24-point lead. Jordan Lee, pull-up jumper. That one's off. Booker the offensive rebound. Another chance for Texas. Harmon to the corner. Lee connects. A season high, 4 made threes.
And right, that's the one area for Texas. They're not a high-volume three-point shooting team, but they are efficient when they do take them.
Lee has more than 3 times as many makes as anyone on the roster, as Harmon can't call in the rebound, and Oldacre gets called for the foul.
Second most threes attempted on the team to Jordan Lee.
It's pretty incredible. You saw the numbers on the season. And Crump in the building. And they're thinking they'll get her back sometime after Christmas. Hasn't played because of a fractured kneecap after the past 3 seasons at Missouri. Another player who Vic Schaefer is excited about and looks at as a key rotation member that they'll get back. Yeah. Ashton there as well. Here's Booker. Elevated, remarkable how smooth she is.
The last couple possessions, Vic Schaefer's run this floppy action, and she can just decide to go off a double screen on one side or single the other way. And if you're the defender, just like good luck trying to guard Madison Booker off of all those screens.
Little Paige Bugs gets the whistle.
Texas has attempted 20 more field goals than Baylor.
It just gets harder for Baylor with Talia Scott leaving this game with an ankle injury. Both free throws missed. Another chance here after Kyla Abraham comes up with a rebound. Van Geitbeek lost it. Abraham gets it over to Fauntleroy. Her 3 off. Long rebound. Harmon. Booker will peel back out. Sidbury. Booker in the mid-range, eyes up, bounces in. Cunningham able to juggle, gather, finish, and the foul. It's a 30-point Texas lead.
Could have taken that shot from the mid-range. Instead, waits for the one more screen to come. Cunningham makes the pass, gives her teammate the and one opportunity.
Second foul on Van Geitbeek, free throw missed. Little Paige Bugs corrals the rebound.
You know what I'd like to see from a coach like Vic Schaefer is, when they get upset, we see them, nice take by Jenna Van Geitbeek. We see them take their jacket off.
Booker dumps it down. Cunningham gets fouled.
So in Baylor's last game, it was their Kids Day game, and Talia Scott got fouled. Nikki Collins saying to her, with all these kids in the arena, you better not screw this up, because she makes all 3, and they have how many, Ryan Rucco?
6-7.
6-7.
I'll never forget you doing it for the first time during the WNBA playoffs and me being completely oblivious. Now is beautiful. They would have been excited, those two.
Yes.
But the actual aesthetics of Dickies here in Fort Worth, it's a gorgeous venue. As Abraham lays it in.
Yeah, the last few minutes, Vic Schaefer has orchestrated every offensive possession to make sure his team is running what he wants them to be running.
Harmon, mid-range, sure. Abraham, hand off to Dunn. Booker took a screen. Johnson lost it off herself, out of bounds. That is turnover number 21. On pace to blow past that today against this fantastic Texas team. Booker, great set, and the easy finish. 3 seconds left. Dunn will get it off. No, and that will do it for the third. Texas.
Make the damn play. We got to make plays. Stop running. Person next to you makes the play.
Saying we got to battle, we got to make plays. Instead, she just got back-to-back turnovers and a Madison Booker layup in between. Still playing in this game, but when Scott went out, it was 34-20. The wheels completely came off in the aftermath of that. A season high 23 turnovers for Baylor. Van Geitbeek lobs it in. Abraham, that's going to be a block as Lee took the contact.
Obviously, the defender is there prior to the offensive player leaving the floor.
You're saying it's harder when you're actually running up and down the floor?
It might be a little harder in bad polyester. Yeah, sweating. Yeah.
In bad polyester. You know, I always wonder what those uniforms were made.
The pants are polyester. They will melt.
To pass the ball side to side than it is for Baylor to try to make passes side to side.
Booker gets fouled on the wrist. Her unselfishness to a fault, as Rebecca was talking about earlier. They coming up, 3:30 Eastern over on ESPN. Third-ranked South Carolina hosts Penn State. as Booker hits the second. Dunn buries the three.
To be a little bit more willing to use it.
Cunningham can't finish. Here comes Van Geitenbeek.
Nowhere to go.
Popped in the air, knocked away. Guess what? Turnover number 26. Harmon trying to win the battle to the rim and does. And again, Texas pressuring on the inbound. And again, Baylor turns it over. That is a 27th Baylor turnover. Deep into blowout.
Well, and Vic Schaefer does not have a lot of healthy bodies coming in off the bench. It's not like he can just empty and take all of his starters off of the floor. And this is just how they play. This is what they do. This is how they know how to play.
25 points for Madison Booker. Another steal on the inbound from Lee as Harmon is fouled.
Rori Harmon take a couple of tough falls already in the game today. Here's another one. Half grimace, half smile.
We have time to try and make it happen.
We do.
There's 6 minutes to go in the fourth. The inaugural espnw Invitational. Nice look there from Van Geitenbeek. Booker, jumper. She's fouled. Madison Booker going back to the line. As a freshman, Rori Harmon went down. Booker played the point. And even though that was something she took with her from high school, that wasn't going to be her primary position as a freshman, not with Rori Harmon on the team. And Vic Schaefer really has two players there with Harmon and Booker who he trusts implicitly.
Her team into a set.
27 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Booker. And a foul here is going to send Kira Pemberton to the line.
But I realize there's a basketball teams thing. I'm guessing the managers at a certain time at night have to go put the tape on the door, and then if you open your door to go somewhere, the tape breaks and you've broken curfew.
8 rebounds, 5 assists. And the thing about Madison too is it looks like she's not breaking a sweat when she plays. She just has such control. It's amazing. As Texas keeps pouring it on. Now, Booker has never had a 30-point game in her career. She has 27 right now. Her career high is 29. Can she get to 30? Good D there from Booker. Possession arrow belongs to Texas. Last time Baylor lost by 30. Carlton out to Harmon. Harmon, mid-range, drops it in. That's your question. Okay. If you're a teammate of Madison Booker's right now, how aware are you of her never having had a 30-point game and being this close?
Completely unaware.
Gotcha. So there's no part of you taking the for the last time Baylor lost by 30 or more. Harmon in at the mid-range. Rebound secured by Fauntleroy. 3 minutes to go in the inaugural espnw Invitational. Jenna Van Geitenbeek lost it. Turnover number 29. Harmon gets it ahead. Lee alone lays it in.
That was a beautiful pass by Rori Harmon. Right on the money. Bounce path with just the right amount of...
All the rules all the time, right?
So you really are officiating to the whistle. You know, watching her 26 Final Fours as an official. But if we saw you out there, we always knew. Okay, it's
I
a well
enjoyed
officiated
seeing
game.
you guys too. Thank you.
Here's Lee, mid-range jumper is good. Texas getting 19 from Lee, 27 from Booker, a double-double from Harmon. Certainly hope for the best for Talia Scott. Baylor's leading scorer went down with an ankle injury in the second quarter. But that is going to do it. an authoritative Texas victory as they thump Baylor 89-54 the final in the first ever Sprouts Farmers Market ESPNW Invitational.